By being here tonight, by buying the ticket, by your donations tonight, we have raised over $156,000. $156,000 because you bought a ticket, you donated, you supported, and guess what? That is going to pay for a lot of health care.
It's going to pay for exactly 472 monthly health care payments. And we are
for Teamsters and
IATSE.
And tonight we're going to get that to 1,000 payments.
I feel like those comments, I feel like it's people who are scared because they are seeing the solidarity that is happening. And I think there might have been some hubris by the AMPTP coming into this, that they were going to be able to pit us against each other. And it's so out of touch with reality. These are, when we're not striking, these are people in our community. Usually we're working with the studios and we have good relationships, but when someone comes out and says something that's so completely disregarding the humanity of what our business is, it's surprising. I would like to think that it's the view of a very few, and it's not most of them, but it really, really shows how they misthought through this.
Well,
they didn't see how much solidarity they were going to have, and I'm wondering how much solidarity they have right now.
Perfect, thank you. That's great, thank you so much.
I think this will help a lot of unions in their negotiations, seeing that, oh yeah, if we pool our resources and join forces, that's the way to go.
I think they did so deeply underestimate the power
That's
of
the
labor
word I was looking for.
and the power of artists, and I think Fran Drescher's speech also, it was like the emotional component was really, it rang so loudly about how painful it is to feel so undervalued as artists, and I think that is what is so incredible about this moment in history.
We are striking against content holders, right? If there's no one to make the content, they have nothing. And so it's really interesting to be so against the people that create the thing that makes your thing successful. Like, you know, it's a very bizarre idea. It's like, well, we don't need them. Well, you do. You may not need us for a couple weeks, but after a month, you're going to need us. You know, there's no premieres, there's no movies that are going to come out. And I think that that's the short-sighted nature of this. It's like we work together, we work in tandem, and all we're asking for is to share in sometimes as little as 2% of the profits. 2%.
As far as I'm concerned, I don't need them to understand what it means to us. I don't need the AMPTP to understand what it will mean to the business at large. I just need them to hear no. No, only under these conditions. And that's it. To me, that's non-negotiable. It's just non-negotiable. You can negotiate other stuff, but you let go of that, being able to feed in 100 years of acting performances with no consent, and you have just given them the keys to the entire house. That's the end of the acting profession. So to me, it's absolutely non-negotiable.
Oh yeah, I can talk to that. Like, I know Netflix, like, I have so many friends who have horror stories, and I'm like, ugh, like, some of these streamers, the way that they treat writers is like they don't believe what we do is valuable at all. And so it's odd because that's not how they treat their jobs. And I'm like, do you think what you do is valuable? I think you do. I think you, like, divining how a schedule should go or talking to execs about plans for the next season of television, like, that's valuable, right? So if we're the ones who are coming up with the thing that you get to talk about in a meeting, don't we have value?
A lot of those shows and films are affected the most. They were already, to get a marginalized, I mean, I hate using that term, but like a underrepresented voice on screen was already so difficult. And so now it's like, I mean, I'm on all these chains with people talking about how they have their first film about to be released or their show and they had just gotten to the finish line, and now they can't promote it, or they can't shoot it, and it's affecting everyone, but it's affecting them even more because they're just, I think, getting feet in the door, and it's just it's a terrible time. It's a really it's terrible, and as you can see here, it's like people are feeling very empowered too.